video by the Happy Woodworker. So I've made some progress since my last video, and I will do a demonstration on that before we're done. But what we've done, we finished our sanding process. I used the disc sander on my belt and disc sander to finish the bases on these, and then I drilled down in and made room for weights. So today what we're doing is staining. I have a spectator today. Say hi, Kristen.
Hi.
What do you think of your chestnut?
It looks amazing.
Thank you. Put two of those on. Step around the camera. In the glove.
Just want to go in my
Yeah, just one, preferably two. No safety glasses required for this one. Take a pawn from this side. Yep. Dip in just a little tiny bit into the brush into the stain. Hold your piece in front of the camera where everybody can see what you're doing. Now explain what you're doing, son.
Alright, so I'm going to try staining this pine to make it look good.
Excellent. How do you go about staining it?
Go brush back and forth till it looks fully stained.
Are we looking for a little bit of stain or a lot of stain?
A lot.
Okay. Why do we want a lot?
To make it dip into the wood and make it have a good finish.
That's right. We want it to seep into the wood. Your school does not have a shop class. There is no reason why you cannot still teach your kids to do this process. Shop class in industrial arts is something that is so important that everybody out there should insist their schools carry it. When I was in school, we were required to take 2 years at a minimum, plus 2 years of drafting. By the time we came out of high school, we could build anything out of wood. Seniors and juniors and seniors that went into 10th and 11th grade also learned how to do metalworking and welding. By that point, it's an elective, obviously. Alright. That looks pretty good. See any little white spots left that you need to fill?
Some there.
Set her down and go for the next piece. We're going to start with the bishop. No particular order that you have to do this in. You can start at the top, start at the bottom, or like Tristan, start in the middle. Temperature and humidity levels will affect how your stain seeps into the wood. If it's very, very humid out, you may find that it actually takes a little bit longer to get that stain to seep in. Wood is like a sponge, it absorbs moisture, but it has its limit. You're going to need to check the very top where your finger has been. Yeah, look at that, you got it. Cool. Alright. If you're happy with it, on to the next piece. I was testing all the different collars out on you. Remember the tops of those, Tristan?
Oh yeah.
What'd you have to do to those to get those flat?
File them.
Mm-hmm.
Takes forever.
He could run away real fast when there was sanding or filing to be done, but boy, hand him a paintbrush and some stain and he's here all day. Everything but the two castles. I'm not quite done with those yet.
Okay.
For everything on this side. The other side, obviously, is getting
Oh,
stained.
I got my whole arm.
Yeah. Don't fling.
Clearly I did that.
Clearly. Apparently I need to get you some of those mom gloves that go up to your elbows.
I think that's the last thing I want.
You don't think they'd look sportingly good in those big, huge yellow rubber gloves?
Yellow.
Well, I could get you orange ones, or I can get you some of the ones I got mom a while back. They're like pink and have
No. Anything with that.
have little ladybugs all over.
Actually, ladybugs over there.
I don't know, it had something on it. Butterflies, ladybugs, rainbows, I don't know. Feeling accomplished yet?
A little.
Not that one. It's fine.
Okay.
We're gonna do, yeah, those three.
Except for this one, right?
Oh, you're gonna do that one too.
Which one not to?
No, I said don't do the castles.
Oh, I thought you said I thought you meant the cans.
Nope, the castles. I thought to drill a hole in the top and make you ramparts in the castles.
Oh, I got some in the shirt too.
Oh no, Mom's gonna kill you. That's it, you're dead. You're explaining that one to her, not me.
Sure.
I think that was a good shirt. So here's a tip, ladies and gentlemen. If you're going to let your children help you do woodworking, make sure that they put on an old shirt first.
Well, if they only have the shirts.
That is not liable for any stains in, on, or around the child or the clothing that he wears. This is another one of the work from the middle, down or up or maybe both. What's your method here, son? Explain to everybody out there on YouTube.
Okay, so if you start from the bottom, I'm in the middle, then it like drips down and away. That makes a good shine. and then I go on the top, and then it gets whatever was left in the middle.
Huh. Look at his arm. Have a look down here. He's even staining my drill at this point. Somebody's going to die before the day is over with.
Oh, your photo.
It's probably a little unusual to stain a chest set because ordinarily you just use two different types of wood, but this is a really simple process. Got our stain already mixed up. If you're going to use stain, you need to make sure that you stir, do not shake. I've got my stir stick in there and you just stir it back and forth. So we're staining the dark set on this one at a time here. I'm just getting lots of stain on this brush. You're going to put this, apply it, let it set for at least probably 10 or 15 minutes. And when you're done, after that 10 or 15 minutes, you're going to wipe it off. I am expecting these to take 2 coats at least. I'm applying this very heavy as well. Very liquidy, very heavy. I want it to penetrate down into that wood. There are times when you might not want to put it on so heavy, but for this project I want a very dark stain. So that's the process that you're going to see. I've got gloves on because I have no real way to hold on to these without getting stain all over myself. There's another reason why I'm saying this will probably take 2 coats, because I know I'm going to have some finger marks or glove prints or something in this. There's number 2. On to number 3. Alright, so continuing on. We are in the process of staining our chest pieces. This is the next to the final step of the finishing process. rag here. Old blue jeans make excellent rags. I'll pick that up, and I'm just gonna see what happens if I start to take some of this off. There's really no set time that you have to let this set. It can be 5 minutes, it can be 15 minutes, it can be 30 minutes, depending on weather, humidity, and how dark of a color you want. If you look at my rag, you'll start to see I'm taking off some of that excess. This one's actually pretty dry by comparison to what most would normally be. This would still be pretty wet. It's very, very hot here today. I actually hit 100 degrees up here the other day. That never happens. Those of us this far north are basically permanently frozen. To stain the white set. Really not expecting this stain to do much. Air filtration down a little. Maybe you guys can hear me better. In fact, I tested a couple test pieces and I couldn't even tell that I put the stain on, so I'm not sure what this is going to accomplish. But my test pieces weren't sanded either, so there goes nothing. What I'm using is called Pickled Oak. It goes on nice and white, but then you don't really see it. My son did not want a white set. He still wanted to see the wood, so that's why we went with the stain instead of the paint. Which I kind of agree with him. If you're going to have a stained dark set, you should have a stained light set. So we'll see what this does. difference once you've stained it. Like I said, once you take the stain off, I tried a couple test pieces and I don't see a whole lot of difference in this. Maybe this would work different on a darker wood. Pine is already a pretty light color wood, so I'm not entirely surprised. Alright, you're being joined by my other helper today, a happy woodworker juniorette. Say hi.
Yo.
Alright, keep it under the camera where they can see. Give everything a nice even coating. You can put this on pretty thick. I've been keeping it over the can so that if it drips into the can. You're going to coat every surface. Once it's coated, you're good.
Did you already tell them what type we're using?
I did. But if you would like to, go ahead.
No need to say it twice.
Feel free to explain to them what you're doing.
I don't like to. I'm bad at explaining things.
Nonsense. Right now she's making sure she gets down into all those little cracks and crevices and make sure everything is coated and covered.
Why can't we just stick this into the stand?
No.
Then it would definitely get into all the cracks.
Well, it would. That would eliminate half the fun. I wouldn't. I don't have to worry about the bottom, because you want that bottom edge. Dripping that heavily, you got enough on your brush.
A little bit of stain goes a long way.
Yes, it does.
It's like paint.
Alright. I think you're just about done with that one.
It's not white.
It's going to take a couple of coats. Set it right down on the bench somewhere. One of these. Dropped and misplaced one of my bishops and cannot find it, so we're going to be using one of my spares.
Always have spares.
We'll separate this in a little while. Let's do our bishop. A little lighter on this one, please. Sometimes it takes 2 or 3 coats of something to get the desired effect that you're looking for.
Why didn't I do the dark side? I like darker better.
To the light side. You got to go to the dark side of the force.
But I like the dark. It's nice and peaceful, and it looks nice. My room is always dark.
Alright, you got that one pretty well too.
No, I haven't gone to like the...
Well, remember this bottom piece is going to get cut off, so we don't care about that.
Oh.
This one's still one of my templates, remember?
I want to stay in the bottom.
You don't need to stay in the bottom.
I want it.
You don't need to.
I want it.
Don't need to.
I want it. I'm staying in the top too.
Alright, good job. Now you're just playing. You got stain for other coats. Alright, off you go. Good job. So there you have it. That's staining the light set with my younger helper. And soon, these ought to dry pretty fast. We'll try doing a second coat just to see how they come out. I may even do a third coat. So I hope you've enjoyed this little tidbit. And we will see you next time when we're going to be doing polyurethane. Thanks for watching.